The Rock. I am 100% sure when I say that, the first thing you think of is, oh, why are you making a video about a small, tiny pebble? Rocks aren't even that special. No! What you guys don't understand is that this isn't like a small pebble that me and my 4th grade friends found on the ground and traded like $1 million. No. So, it was a very big rock, like pretty much a giant boulder that we found. And it was so big that like 3 or 4 people could sit on top of it. It was like far back in the playground, and it was right by the fence that blocked our school from the woods, which is pretty understandable. Beats getting mauled by a bear or something. But you see, this giant boulder has so much to talk about, it's absolutely insane. You guys know how usually at the beginning of the year, depending on where you live, it's pretty hot? Well, in New Jersey, it's pretty hot until like November or like October. So when it felt like a desert, everyone would hang over by the rock because there was these trees that made it all nice and shady. It was pretty much the main hangout spot a lot of people would go to. After some time, it was getting more cold, and there wasn't really a way to make the rock get us warm unless we, like, chopped down the tree and had used as firewood. Actually, come to think of it, we probably could have done that. Well, one day we decided to play Infected. If you don't know what that is and you've been living under a rock this entire time, it is basically tag, but once you're tagged, you are on the infected team and have to get everyone else who is still a runner. You pretty much want to be the last one standing, and I'm not gonna lie, it was actually a lot of fun because there was so many people playing. There was this plan that is designed by this poorly drawn map of our school playground, where pretty much we'd start by the rock, and if any infected people came, we'd run to the actual playground and go up this small tower thing. I don't really know what it was. It was just something you can use to climb up, and then it had this bar to do tricks on and a pole you can slide down. Anywho, when they came over and they went to the tower thing we were at, we'd go up the actual big set and go by where the slide is. If you were like this guy and all the way in the back, you had a pretty high chance of getting tagged because everyone's just squishing down the slide. So when they do come over, we all try going back to the slide and then at the rock, and pretty much cycle repeats. Eventually, people got pretty bored of playing the game, and it just wasn't really fun anymore, and people would always cheat by saying they weren't infected, but they actually were. So one day, a couple of us sat by the rock trying to think of ideas to do, and one of us spotted this random soccer ball sitting in plain sight, and nobody was using it to play soccer. I'm calling it soccer, okay? I'm sorry, you British freaks. Anywho, we figured we can't have a soccer ball just sitting there and not have it used to any activity. So me and this other girl, her fake name will be Jojo Siwa. Her and I played against each other, and I don't really remember who won, but we just figured this could be the next phase of the rock, which we decided to name Fun in the Sun. Except after we did that, the very next day, the soccer ball was gone. It vanished into thin air. We are pretty sure somebody kidnapped our baby ball. There was these 3 girls who came along the day after our ball was kidnapped. Their names will be Nicolas Cage, T-Series, and the leader of the group will be called Percy Jackson. They came up with the idea of dance competitions. Pretty much for about 10 minutes, you'd have to come up with a dance routine all on your own, and then you would perform them, and the judges would just sit on the rock and pick who did the best. And I think the winners got like an advantage or something. I don't really remember. I only did the dancing once because usually I would watch, and dancing isn't really my thing whatsoever. We could do it with a friend. So I decided I would do it with the girl who was also in my group projects video, my trick-or-treating heist video, and also that video I uploaded yesterday. But since I wasn't really a dancer, most of the people who competed were professionals and had some experience with dance, and the girls who were the judges didn't really like us that much, I already knew just from the math we were screwed and had no chance of winning. And I was right. We got last place. But after some time, there was a lot of drama going on about people saying it was rigged and other bullcrap. Oh, yay! It's Dance Moms all over again. How fun! Someone get the camera. Where's Abby? Get her here right now. It's season 8. We're starting season 8 of Dance Moms. After some time, the dance competitions were kind of over. So is the rock. There was this thing close to the rock called the Butterfly Garden. I don't remember seeing butterflies back there, but a lot of people over time started using that to play warrior cats since it grew into a jungle, I guess you can say. Except they didn't really have cats. For some stupid reason, instead of it being warrior cats, they were warrior monkeys. And they would try finding the sharpest sticks and pretend they were weapons. I remember this one time, this lasted for a week. I didn't mention this earlier, although I probably should have, but there was this message written on the rock saying something about a teacher who had an outdoor classroom. I don't exactly remember. This is years ago. I can't remember everything that vividly. People thought it was some sort of gravestone for that teacher and her body was under the rock. And what made it more creepier is if you bent down low enough, you can see a crack and try peeking through it. But it was too dark to see anything. If someone brought a flashlight or at all any source of light, we could have seen what was there. And that wasn't the freakiest thing about the rock, actually. What made it more scary was this one time, I don't remember who, but I was just hanging around outside, and I just heard a scream, and a lot of people were panicking. Because apparently, some kids saw something quite interesting. Remember how I said the rock was located by the fence blocking the woods? Well, apparently, some kids were sitting back there at the rock just having fun, and they saw a little kid in a black hoodie walking back there in the woods. This really frightened everyone because they thought one day he would climb over the fence and start attacking us. I didn't really believe it at first. I thought it was just a stupid lie everyone came up with and just was a bunch of BS until I actually saw it. I wasn't too sure if I did, but I saw something black moving back there for a few seconds, and that's when it hit me. Our baby ball got kidnapped by that boy. Warrior monkeys! Get your weapons out now! We need to take care of this jerk for taking our baby! So everyone kind of stayed back there for a while, and some idiot told the teacher about it, and all year long they didn't know. So we pretty much got kicked from the rock anyway. I remember this one time at recess, one of the swings was chopped in half. I don't know what could have caused it to be chopped in half, as you can see right here. This is kind of what it looked like from my memory. I just was really confused and it really freaked me out. I thought that the boy jumped over the fence in the middle of the night and then cut the swing open with a chainsaw. If that teacher I mentioned earlier really did die, it was most likely because of that kid. Eventually, we kind of just forgot about it. Okay, we don't need it to be scary anymore. About, I want to say, near the end of the year, there was these honeysuckles growing around the fences. These things. We all became freaking obsessed with honeysuckles. I also remember when I first found out about it, I didn't know how you properly ate them, and I just ate the whole flower. Too bad they aren't in season right now. There isn't really much else to say, so that's the end of the story. If there's anyone here who thinks I'm ripping off any Storytime animation channels, I will kill you, and I'm also not